In the second part of my interview with Tony Gonzalez at WPLN Radio, and sorry, Tony, for getting your name misspelled, 2-3 times in the first report. I'm terrible at proofreading. I apologize for that. We talk about two other very important issues, and they both can involve spending lots of other people's money. One is General Hospital, the other, youth violence. Two issues extremely important to Nashville's minority community.
How would you handle Metro General Hospital and its funding?
I simply don't understand why Metro General Hospital isn't the most cost-effective way to serve that population in that neighborhood, in that area. It's being fed by a medical college, which is being fed by Fisk University, feeds Harry Medical College, which feeds General Hospital, and all of them are supported by taxpayers up and down the line from the city to the federal government. And it should be the single most cost-efficient healthcare delivery system in the city, and if it's not, there's a good reason for that, and I wish I knew the reason, but I can tell you I'm going to find the reason, and I'm going to do it the same way I solve every other problem. I don't have the answers, but there are people out there in Nashville, Tennessee, who have an interest in and do have the answers if we put them all in the same room together and we involve them in the decision making before we make the decisions instead of letting them respond afterwards. General Hospital will stay open one way or the other, if that's what you're looking for. General Hospital will stay open. It will be an effective servant healthcare provider for that community. It needs to be there. It will be there.
Any thoughts about how the city portion of its funding might change in the future?
I have no idea how much the city portion of its funding will change. I have no idea how it's going to fit into the prioritization of other overfunded and underfunded functions of the city, and I won't know that until I'm elected and I get in there and have a chance to really study this quickly as possible, and I'm a quick study. And I can learn these things quickly if I have the cooperation of everybody who knows from every angle what the answers are. And I'm going to look for those answers. I'm not going to look for victories. I'm going to look for solutions, and I'm going to look for it in a nonpartisan, independent, open government way.
You've mentioned funding the police force a couple of times already. This one heads in that direction. What would you do to decrease youth violence and homicides, as we know have been trending upward in the last few years?
This is one of those where it's going to probably sound like I'm punting because I don't have the answer to that. That's probably the most complicated. Most youth violence and homicide is related to gang activity, and gang activity is related to a form of organized crime. What am I going to do to solve organized crime that recruits young people to kill each other for no good purpose? I'm afraid I don't have the answer to that, but there are people who represent, and I'm telling you once again, we go back to the most interesting, the most intelligent, the most articulate, the most informed people representing all, and I mean all, stakeholders on that issue, and we get them into the same room and we have as many brainstorming sessions and discussions as possible to understand each other and to find a solution to this problem so that the gangs become the odd man out instead of being in control of the neighborhoods, and even in control of the neighborhoods to the extent that they seem to have their own PR arm that is winning the PR war as well, and it makes it almost impossible for the police to do their job. So we've got to allow the police to do their job and do it well and fund them properly and have a properly staffed police department. Quit demanding more services by bringing more people into Nashville and demanding that the police be there to protect them all and every party that they have, and then not, and then not keep up with the needs of the demands that we're putting on the police department.
Just so I'm clear about one of the terms you used there. You said PR. You're referring to.
I am referring to Black Lives Matter, and I will give Black Lives Matter every opportunity to reset their relationship with the police department and the city of Nashville. I hope they're interested, but they have been acting, unfortunately, as almost a public relations arm turn their community against the police department. They're using political tactics. They're using misleading and misrepresenting statements and arguments, and they'll get a chance to have a seat at the table if they will cooperate and be civil about it. But we're not going to choose Black Lives Matter over our police, no longer.